G'day, I'm Ed Wilson and today we're looking at hoop approaches. Hoop approaches are one of the most fundamental skills in Association Croquet. Without them, you can't get in front of hoops, and if you're not in front of hoops, you won't make hoops. There's some key fundamentals when playing hoop approaches. First off is playing with your most controlled shot, and for most of us, that's your stand-up flat mallet shot or drive. This is one of our most fundamental hoop approaching positions on the lawn. We're about a yard in front and slightly to the side. This is a very straightforward shot to get right. You just need to aim the front ball behind the hoop, aim your shot behind the hoop, and play with a simple drive to land your ball within a foot in front. Again, when you're a similar distance out, but at a higher angle, this is about 45-degree angle to the hoop, you're playing a very similar shot. I'm aiming for the brown ball to go a couple yards behind the hoop and for white to land about a foot, maybe a bit less in front. For this, my line of aim will be about a foot behind the hoop. This ensures a nice split and hopefully we'll get in front. When you start approaching the hoop from the side or behind the hoop, the approach shot becomes slightly more difficult. A lot of players tend to play this shot as an equal role, trying to put a ball directly behind the hoop and directly in front of the hoop. I'm going to show you that you can still play this shot as a stand-up shot, playing in a similar line to before, hoping for about a 90-degree split on the two balls and aiming in a similar position to earlier, about a foot behind the hoop, trying to get about a foot in front. This shot's a little bit more difficult to control and takes a lot of practice to get right. Approaching from the boundary is where flat mallet shots really come into their own. This gives players the ability to send a ball quite deep into the lawn while still maintaining control over the hoop. This is very useful for shots such as hold and loads, or just long hoop approaches where players want the ability to run through a bit further if they get into a bit of trouble. Let's see one here. When playing hoop approaches from the side, from the boundary, it's a very similar shot to when you're playing it from the side, from about a yard away. You're aiming about the same distance behind the hoop with your line of players you are expecting to get in front of the hoop, and playing through the balls with a nice flat mallet shot to give yourself a bit of room once you run through the hoop to have a ball receiving sitting on the other end. I hope this video has given you a bit more insight into approaching hoops the right way. There are obviously times where you'll need to approach hoops with a roll, either if you're sending a ball out or if you need a rush backwards somewhere. But most of your break play, and especially for beginners, can be done using flat mallet shots. They do take a little bit of practice to get right, but once you've got them in your arsenal, your whole breaks will become more controlled and better off. Thanks for watching.
Ho, 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 it's magic!